Well, hello, everybody. It's Donald Clark, one of the acupuncturists here at CNY Healing Arts, CNY Fertility. I hope all is well. Well, it is a couple days before Christmas, and as I'm sure most of you know, man, are we getting hit with a storm today. Holy cow. And high winds and snow, and it's starting to look like Christmas around here. So it was a good week. We've been very busy, lots of people. And so today is question and answer day. And, if you have questions, great. And if you don't have questions, that's okay too. And we'll talk a little bit about acupuncture and Chinese medicine and all those good things that we do. And last week we talked about paying everything forward, paying your happiness and your love forward and hoping to get it in return. And I hope some people listen to that, and I hope that came true for some folks. And so I hope everyone's staying warm. So as you know, and probably most of the country is already involved in this, it's going to get really, 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 really cold, like super duper cold. And in the past, we've talked about things that you can do to not get cold, right? And so, you remember we have two wind gates in our body, the upper neck and the lower back. And if those get exposed to wind and cold, you can get sick from it. You can get very sick from it. So when I mean sick, I mean like cold and flu. So make sure you wear your scarves, make sure you wear your hats and coats, and make sure you wrap your scarf around your lower back too, so that you don't get exposed to the wind and cold. And dear Lord, if you're traveling, make sure you have some emergency supplies in your vehicle, and some things that some emergency supplies that people don't think about in the winter are things that can keep you really, really warm from the inside out. So we've talked about ginger and the value of ginger, and how if you steep it in warm water, and let it steep for a little while, it's very warming, and it can warm you from the inside out. And cinnamon, right? A lot of people use cinnamon around the holidays, but it's very warming. So if you have a cinnamon ginger steeped tea in a thermos, and that's nice and hot, that's going to keep you warm from the inside out, and that's valuable in the winter. The trick is to not use it too much. So I hope everyone has been reaching out to their local communities and trying to find different modalities, alternative medicines that help with their journey, especially their fertility journeys. And there's lots of different people in our communities. Everything from chiropractic and massage, right up to Reiki and acupuncturists and yoga and all that. And all that's gonna it's gonna make a huge difference if you're investing into your health, right? And so, everyone tells you investing into your future monetarily is a good thing, and it is, but what people don't talk about a lot is investing in our health, right? And so that's, everyone has a different idea of what investing into our health is, but, take some time, get some screenings, get some annual exams. More importantly, change your lifestyles, try to slow it down, try to close out the unwanted stress and anxieties. And everyone knows that this time of year, it can be brutal on us, for anxiety and stress and pressure, and depression. So, it's like Christmas is like the Super Bowl of emotions, right? It's like that's when everything like comes together, and it's family and friends and travel and weather and all of that. So, pace yourselves, invest in your future with your health, So slow down, eat a little bit more simply, right? High fat meats. Try not to get too crazy with, all these different foods this holiday season. It's the holidays, so we're gonna eat some foods that we wouldn't normally eat, and try not to get lost in that. Try to own it, and it's okay. And then you move on, and you start You start to get back on track. But do some acupuncture. A little bit of acupuncture goes a long way. Um, do some yoga at home. I always say if you can do yoga for 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes more than yesterday. Or if you can meditate for 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes more than yesterday. And all of that changes our health. What it's going to do is it's going to lower our stress levels, and it's going to lower our anxiety levels. And so if we're not pumping stress hormones into our bodies as much as we were the day before, it allows us to metabolize those hormones back into our system, and then we come back to a state of harmony, as much as we can, and that's going to make a difference. So please take some extra time for yourself, and like before, pay it forward. Don't be afraid to do nice things to people or for people you don't even know. We should always do that all the time. Now, with this really strong cold, it's important that we take care of our kidneys, right? Because in Chinese medicine, our kidney energy those are our battery packs, right? So that's where all of our essence and yin come from, right? So we want to make sure that we keep our kidneys strong. And the cold can really, really zap our kidneys, really zap them bad. And so, that's why you want to, don't get too cold. Don't go outside unprepared, because it's just this cold will zap you. It'll slowly suck the life force right out of you. So you got to keep it strong, And now if you do get exposed to the cold, some of the symptoms that you might have are, you'll be cold, but you'll be fatigued, and you might have some incontinence or something of that nature. And so you want to make sure that you treat that. And so, moxibustion is the art of burning herbs on acupuncture points or on needles themselves to help build the yang energy in the body. And that's what you need this time of year. You need yang, right? Because yang is associated with heat and light, and we don't have a lot of that right now. So you need to supplement your yang energy a little bit. And a lot of people do it through meditation and through Tai Chi or yoga, but you can also do it with acupuncture. And so one of the biggest ways we do it, though, is with burning herbs on the needles or above the acupuncture points, moxa. We can't do it here because of our fire alarm system. The smoke will trigger it and it'll be a big mess. But, for all those that have local acupuncturists, by all means, go get some moxibustion, and it's amazing. A little bit goes a long way. So if you're constantly cold, constantly fatigued throughout the winter, go find an acupuncturist who can do moxibustion on you, and they will do that. They will do that for your kidneys, and they'll strengthen you. You'll feel so much better. Just because you're cold all the time doesn't mean you have to be cold all the time. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a down jacket and down socks, but you're still cold. It's because your kidney yang is a bit deficient, and we can strengthen that so quickly, so fast. So you take care of your kidneys. I see there's let me just put my glasses. Well, good afternoon. How are you? So premenopause in their 30s. Did I say that right? Premenopause? Yeah. It's never too late to do an IVF cycle. And, so don't worry about that as far as whether you can start something or cannot start something. You always start something. And I'll tell you firsthand, I have seen women in their 30s, being diagnosed with no ovarian reserve or poor ovarian reserve or premenopause. And I'm not 100% sure of what's going on with you, but I can honestly say I've seen this time and time again where people receive a diagnosis, and it seems like a life sentence. But within a year, after some lifestyle changes, stress reduction, changes in diet, they're pregnant. And so I've seen it time and time again. And pregnant naturally too, not necessarily IVF. And but when you start incorporating IVF into all this, that's a game changer, right? Takes it to the next level. So no, if you were premenopause in your 30s, by all means, get right at it, and you're okay. I wouldn't worry about it. I do encourage to do some simple things along the way, with Chinese medicine and all other alternative arts as well. But yeah, it's never too late. That's for sure. That's the one thing I've learned. If you're willing, there's a way. So yeah, take care of those kidneys, right? And now, when in the darkness of the winter, it's important that we give ourselves a little bit more personal time, a little bit more down, quiet time, because if we're not nurturing the yin of the season, the slowness, the quietness of the season, we're not gonna thrive in the yang of the summer, because you can't have flowers without rain, right? And so you can't have healthy yang without healthy yin. So we need to take some time and slow down, nourish our bodies, warm, cooked, heavy foods. That's the best thing for you. I think it'll make a huge difference. I hope, moving forward, as we go into the next year, um, that everyone stays healthy. Don't try to get away from making everyone else happy instead of yourself, right? So I'll just keep saying it time and time again. We have to take care of ourselves. Well, obviously, we have to take care of our loved ones as well. But there's a limit to everything. And if we are sick or exhausted, we're not good to anybody, really. We're not good to anybody else. We're just kind of barely hanging on. So, and we're more important than just hanging on. We need to slow down a little bit. Well, go into your communities. Find those people that can help you. Find those people that can direct you or give you advice. And if you're really struggling, find a counselor. Find someone you can talk to. If you can't talk to family, talk to a counselor. We have support here as well. Fertile support. I think that's what it's called. And so there's lots of options. You're not alone by any means. So keep that in mind. Acupuncture, massage, yoga, meditation. There's lots of books. I'm a big fan of reading. There's lots of books on meditation, and so read on meditation. To me, reading is meditating. Um, so get a new book. Um, sit next to the fire or a candle. You know, really cherish the flame, right? The flame that's in us and the flame that's present. Fire is as old as time, right? So, light a candle, you know, slow down, enjoy the winter, nourish nourish your yang, your kidney yang, your kidneys. Um, a little ginger, a little cinnamon goes a long ways. I don't want you to consume it directly. I want you to steep it and high fat. It's true. What do animals eat? What do carnivores eat in the fall, or all the time actually, but really in the fall, and when they kill an animal? It's the fat. They go right for the fat. And so, and what it's going to do is it's going to keep you healthy. So, high fat foods. Okay. I see it. Someone else popped on. Let me get my glasses here. Hello. Red light therapy. I think it's great. Red light therapy. It helps a lot of people. We do a lot of light therapy here. And a funny story about light therapy. It The way I heard it was that red light therapy came from NASA, right? So the astronauts determined in one of their many scientific experiments in space that you need gravity to heal wounds. So they figured out in their way they figure out things an astronaut would, that red light therapy, moves blood in an anti-gravity environment. And so that's what they use on, from what I understand, the space station or in space to help wound healing. And so it comes back to Earth, and you start to use it, and you see it a lot in NIC units for premature babies. They use a blue light, which helps move bile, and red light. You see it used a lot in, again, from what I understand, reptile medicine, where if there's an injury to a reptile, it's really easy to, because they just lay there usually. You can put the light on them, and with great wound healing. And we use it to help move blood for endometrial lining and follicular development. And there's a little, we incorporate that with acupuncture, and we have really good results. So I can't say enough about that. I highly recommend it. Sorry, I'm just trying to read here. Hello. Hey, good for you. It's awesome. I wish everybody had, that story. It's a good story and it should be shared. So, all right. We can only hope, right? We can only hope and pray for good news, And we just keep going, and we just keep going until we get that. That's the one thing. I've been here almost 16 years, and I used to say I could count on one hand how many times that it doesn't work, but actually it's two hands now. But it's very successful. The trick with going through all this is duration, right, and patience, and it's a journey. It's definitely not like a boom boom. It is for some people, but for most people it takes a little time and some patience and prayers, and but it's usually good results. So that's pretty good. All right, you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. Stay warm. It is brutal out there today, and I hope everyone stays safe. Have fun. Pace yourselves, dear Lord. Try not to burn the candle at both ends. You can have the best doctors in the world, but if you're burnt out, it's not going to help anything. So slow down. Yes. Yeah. Merry Christmas.